we're live anyway. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if the community and all of our fans show up for a 9 o'clock start as opposed to an 8. Because we know I know how scheduled everyone is, and I don't want to take away from your time. So it'd be nice if we even saw, I don't know, 5% of our audience come across and be available for a 9 o'clock as opposed to an 8 o'clock start. That would be
They've
very
probably been clinging on.
rather accommodating.
All been clinging on.
Say. If there's one thing I'll say for our audience, they're very patient and accommodating. They are.
Yeah. I don't know how many we would have lost in the last hour while they've waited patiently. I wonder how many just finally gave up.
That's the best part about having no audience. You can just pretend they have opinions, and then you make decisions, and everything that you do is correct. It's like, oh, well, the audience loves it. Yeah, we changed that, but the audience loves it. Absolutely love it.
Ah, I've got popcorn. There we go.
Oh, good. You're getting popcorn. I'm still crunching my previous one. That's
a bowl.
That looks rather vanilla. Are you just having that? No salt, no melted margarine, butter, no.
No, as nature intended, mate. None
caramel,
of that mumbo jumbo.
Glaze, chocolate. I don't know, nutmeg and cinnamon. You could pumpkin spice your popcorn. Think about that. Get your spices and just toss them in with the oil. Or do you make that in a machine? Do you have the little the thing with the?
No, popcorn in the microwave in a bag, cheap and cheerful. I get it from Costco. Well, I get it from the Cambridge Convenience, who get theirs from Costco.
That's right, because they were the store that was the original Running Man before Running Man was a thing.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, because everyone said, when Running Man was moving in, everyone said, well, if Running Man moves in, what's going to happen to Cambridge Convenience? And apparently, they're going to keep doing their thing. So that's it. I'm quite happy to hear that you still go in, and they're not sitting there saying, could you please buy this 18 liters of mayonnaise for us? We're losing our shirts over here.
They have expanded. I don't know if you've been by the Cambridge Convenience in any time in the recent past, but they've got a whole new front facade. They've repaved the parking lot. It looks like a different place. They've expanded it. It's got a lovely foyer now, whereas before it was a bit kind of, you walk through the door and then you're on top of the cashiers. It's they've got a front foyer now before you even get to the store. Yeah, they've really expanded. It looks great.
Okay.
And I get all the popcorn from there because they do these huge boxes of like 44 bags for like $24 or something. So clearly, I never used to eat popcorn because popcorn would always get stuck in my teeth, in my throat.
Yep.
And it's I mean, it still does. So I used to say, well, I'm not doing that because the pain you have to go through for the yumminess. I wasn't even prepared to do it. But I said, oh, what the hell? Just go with it and then pick it off.
It's a good one. That's the Costco thing. 50 cents a bag. They say, well, I'll eat that even though I don't like it. My mother also dislikes popcorn because it gets stuck in her throat.
It does. It does get stuck in the throat and it makes you cough. And I do fear that I've already started this because I've got a water. But thankfully, we are going to libate quite liberally through the show. Yep. So it should wash away most of the stickiness on my throat.
Consumption of beer and alcohol certainly never puts any obstruction to your ability to eat food. Never had that happen.
No.
Anywho,
none whatsoever.
On that note, I am Ross. Joining me is my co-host Ian, and tonight, with an esophagus full of popcorn, we are attempting to drink Nova Scotia Dry. Yeah, conveniently enough, we are both eating popcorn kind of at the same time. I missed supper because I was out. That's why we're starting late. We are starting late because I missed supper, but mostly because I was away at a rehearsal. But I'm back. I'm here, and
good to see.
What we had some of these. There was a couple of new ones. Even this, the Cold IPA from Schoolhouse. That's only a few weeks old, and I think Boxing Rock's Cold IPA. It was that's this summer, I think. Because we didn't have another cold IPA. But what else do you serve cold? Yes, champagne. So I figured
champagne.
Couldn't find another champagne IPA, so might as well just throw it in there because and I wondered if we'd get into this. I thought my clever title for the podcast tonight was "Baby, It's Cold IPA Outside."
Oh yeah, hang on. Say that again. Say that slowly.
Baby, it's cold IPA outside.
Yeah, I like it.
Which is, again, my least favorite Christmas song, and I can't remember if we've talked about this. And there's always a conversation in the last 3 or 4 years. There's been a conversation of, is this one inappropriate and should not be on the radio anymore because it comes across a little, I guess aggressive is the politest way of putting it, and everyone says it seems very aggressive. Where it's all this lying, and he's saying, "Oh no, I gotta." She says, "I can't stay," and he's like, "Oh no, you gotta stay." And one of the lines he says is, "Just have one more drink, just have some more champagne, darling, and you won't remember that you want to go home." Date rape, Christmas Carol is the reputation that it occasionally gets.
Well, that's only because someone dissected the lyrics a little too literally a few years ago, and all of a sudden, in today's modern society, someone thought, this is actually inappropriate now, therefore we have to make an example of it. And all of a sudden, of course, like many things that were written in a far more, just written innocently as a bit of a fun thing, it got taken literally, and then people read between lines that maybe was not even there when it was written in the 50s, whatever it was. And as a result, yes, that also became rather tiresomely branded as a it's just too much, Ross. I'm so over it.
I'm happy to take it off the air because rhythmically and melodically, I don't think it's a very good song. I don't think it's catchy. Like I want to take that Paul McCartney Simply Having a Marvelous Christmas Time off as well, because it's just not good.
You hate it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So of personal preferences, I am the Donald Trump of Christmas carols.
I grew up with that one. I loved that. You know, when you have certain songs that at Christmas time that you just have to hear, because that's just the way it is. And therefore, as soon as I used to hear Slade's "Merry Christmas, Everybody" start, as soon as I heard that, it's like Christmas can now officially begin. And the same was of that Paul McCartney. Was it Wings or was it just Paul McCartney? But that would have been late 70s. So I'd have only been sort of 10 or 12 at the time when that came out. And to me, it's so simple, and it certainly isn't the best thing Paul McCartney ever wrote. But it's just, most Christmas songs aren't. They're not of any great profound songwriting skill. It's just taking the season and having a bit of fun with it. And that was one of the songs which I found just always reminded me of going back to my childhood and just listening to it and being excited about Christmas coming up.
Released solo off his second solo album, McCartney 2.
Did it say what year?
Oh, yeah, I could look that up again. McCartney
Sorry, wasting time with it.
1980.
80. There we go. So I would have been 12. Bang on, 12 years old.
That's out there. Crazy. Second solo studio. So yeah. McCartney 2, The Wrath of Khan. So we have there it is. So we're gonna start, and it's all out of order. The lowest alcohol percentage of these three is the champagne one, but I want to have champagne last. Or do you have champagne before you get going? Is it the appetizing beverage, or is it like a dessert beverage? Oh, now I'm second guessing everything that I've done.
I was going to say, I'm not the man to be asking about champagne and
the only other problems is that the cold IPAs are both 6.5, so there's no order of doing this. So I've just decided that we're going in the order that they're right in front of me here. And so first up, last alphabetically and in the middle for ABV 6.5 is the two. Here we go. This is pronounced too cool for school, despite the fact that with K's it says "to call for skull."
Yeah.
And so Schoolhouse Brewery and everything has a very schoolish vibe / reference to things. So not entirely other than just the fact that if it's a cold IPA, then you're too cool for school, and I get that, but I wasn't quite getting why it's spelled in that way specifically. Was that meaning that maybe it's like sort of Eastern European, like maybe Czech hops, or in a Czech style? Unsure. I did find, because there's no description on the can, nothing whatsoever, no description on their site anymore. I think it's come down, but I did find a previous entry for it. Is the I keep calling it the Too Cool for School, the Cold IPA. This very clean and crisp, light-bodied 6.5 IPA goes down easily, a refreshing pairing for any post-adventure treat. There's a 51-second video that I have not watched from the Schoolhouse's Instagram page. So here we go. It has light-bodied cold IPA, the crisp and clean, solid reward of the day on the trails, a rinker out in the wild. Light-bodied beer hits the perfect balance of refreshment and flavor. So it's basically saying light-bodied seems to be the biggest personality trait that it's got going for it. And
okay.
I believe I tried it one time when I was down there. They let me have a sip of it, because I'm often in there on like a Wednesday or a Tuesday when I'm bringing my daughter to paddling. She paddles just next door.
Oh yeah.
And so I go in, and I say, oh, yeah, and they said, oh, we've got a new tap on, but it's not available until Friday unless you're in the honor roll. And the honor roll is one of those things where you pay extra and you get sort of the beers ahead of time, and you can get your name printed on things. And they're great ideas, and I would suggest and recommend clubs like that for all breweries. A number of them have it. But since I wasn't on the honor roll, because I don't, you'd think that we drank enough beer to be on the list or join one of the clubs, but I don't feel I do. So, no, sorry, I'm not on the honor roll. And then, since I was sitting around there, and we were talking about beer more and more, and they finally said, "Listen, we'll give you a drink. It's okay, just have a little sip of it. It's okay. You can try it." I said, "Oh, that's very nice of you." And yeah, the service staff. I'm getting them in trouble. They've smuggled me my new official honor roll Schoolhouse Brewery glass with the flared top. I finally get to talk about this. And you're not supposed. They don't sell them. You're not supposed to take these out. So I'm calling them out. Oh, I'm getting them in so much trouble. It's a good thing we don't have an audience, because otherwise they'd be in so much trouble right now.
Yeah, get shut down.
All the rules that they break.
And which is ironic, because they're a school. You'd think they would be really up on regimentism and actually knuckling down and not cheating. Listen, the first question I have. Which is really obvious at this point, is two of them are cold IPAs. Pray tell, what distinguishes a cold IPA? What is it? I mean, we can make any IPA cold if we put it in the fridge. So what is it that's why is this a cold IPA as opposed to just a regular IPA?
Well, you're gonna hate this.
Okay, good.
It's a hybrid style beer, combines the hop forward character of an IPA with a clean, crisp finish of a lager, so it kind of smooths out the crisp finish. Uses a lager yeast, but it's fermented at warmer ale temperatures as opposed to at cold lager temperatures. So it's not fermented cold like a lager, so therefore it's called a cold IPA. Wait. No, this is telling me what is a cold IPA? It is. I tell you,
one that's in the fridge.
Oh my god, I'm listening to everything. In a nutshell, a cold IPA is an IPA fermented at lower temperatures than what is normally used to ferment an ale. So, warmer than a lager, but a colder fermentation than an ale or an IPA.
A craft ale. Okay.
It's going to be super crushable, super crispy, but stronger than lagers.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I like the smell for a start.
It smells great. It looks juicy. I got everything. I got all the sea monkeys in my glass.
That's where I was going with this. It actually smells like a juicy, fruity, hazy IPA.
So, and
That's That's the impression I'm
mine's been
getting.
in the cold cupboard, so I'm not trying to warm these ones up. And it's supposed to be an IPA flavor, but with a crisp lager finish. I'm in.
Give her.
Cheers.
It's an IPA.
Yeah.
It's got a dryness to it that I'm really liking. It do.
Is that the crisp fit? I honestly couldn't tell you what I'm looking for in a crisp finish, because most of the lagers that we try, they don't have a crisp finish.
That is actually very thirsty.
That's really good. Yeah. Oh, and the thing that scares me, it does not taste like a 6.5. My good buddy Ian Smith down at Tapestry Beer Bar, 833 Sackville Drive, he made a cold IPA. Now, let me see if I can get this one right. I think that was his cold IPA that was called the Volga, which is a river in Russia. So he was making a cold IPA. He called it the Volga because there's a brewery in Northern California called Russian River that he very much appreciates and likes all of what they're doing. So he was doing it in a style of a cold IPA that they did. I could be getting the story wrong. Probably should have checked.
I got to admit, I mean, when I saw the cold IPAs, you dragged them out and said, we're going to do these this evening. I didn't even notice that they were distinguishing themselves as cold IPAs. Oh. It's the first time I've heard the term. And we got 2 cans with the same thing on it. It's the first time I've ever heard it. It is really finishing dry. It's not the fruity explosion that some of the IPAs have. To be honest, it doesn't have the grapefruity, massive East Coast thing going on. It doesn't, but it's still got the IPA profile. It's still got the flavorings of what I associate with an IPA without it being necessarily an East Coaster. But it does have a dryness and I puckered up there toward the end of that last mouthful. There is a kind of a bit of bitterness toward the end of it that I quite like now.
I think I'm definitely there with you, because usually you've been leaning more towards the sort of the West Coasty, the piney, the little sort of slightly more
tiny bit,
those styles of flavors, where I remain confidently in a nice juicy fruity, just coat the sugariness. But this one, it's definitely in between. The haziness allows me to envision a bit more of a fruity juiciness to it, and I think it's more of an East Coast than a West Coast. But honestly, the needle isn't that far in my camp. It's not all the way over there. But
it's very middling. What was that term we heard from Rob last week? Where it's kind of halfway between the two.
Oh, didn't he have like a Winnipeg PA or a Prairie IPA or something like that?
Maybe it was something like that. Anyway, it was definitely not having having a foot in both camps kind of thing. So it is like a middle Canadian or middle North American thing.
I tried looking up, because I feel like at the beginning of this year, maybe sometime in the spring, and I was just happened to be glancing through the NSLC, and Propeller had a new one. I think it was the Summit, and they go, "Here is our cold IPA," and I just guffawed. I was like, "Come on, a cold IPA? How is that a flavor? How is that a thing?" And I think I made some not scathing, but I ridiculed it.
It was scathing.
I ridiculed it and said, "Oh, look, now Propeller is explaining to us that maybe it's supposed to taste better if you make it cold." IPA is gross was the vibe that I was trying to give off. But now, honestly, I think, should I have been trying to drink cold IPA? Because cold IPAs feel like the next logical step for me personally into enjoying IPAs more. So it's still getting in there and appreciating what's coming through. Because the juicy IPA, it's just the juicy hoppy New England is just with the malty smoothness and how it comes through. It's just, you're just drinking a glass of fruit juice. And I'm sort of, cheers, lovely. I'll have some fruit juice. Man, have a mango. But this isn't relying as much on the fruity flavor. This is sort of saying, I'm an IPA. I'm just not, I don't have those things that Ross finds gross in IPAs. And I'm like, aha, bing, I like this. This is really good. This is a Ross IPA as far as I'm concerned.
Isn't this a million miles away from that most Nova Scotian of beers, the Keith IPA? Isn't this just like a country a million miles away from what all Blue Noses have been drinking for decades as this IPA? And now IPAs have been really exposed, really put up front and center these past few years. It's now that we all come to recognize that isn't an IPA that Keiths have been serving. What is it then?
It's good. I think they're basically pushing a lager with some body to it. But what I think we should do now that you say this, I think we should take someone who is absolutely green, brand new. My daughter turns 19 in a year. Is this the kind of thing for her 19th birthday, somewhere near her 19th birthday? I'll get her on this show and I'll say, here is Keith's IPA, here is Nine Locks IPA, and here is Propeller's Galaxy IPA. These are all called the same things. What do you think? And coming in as someone who has maybe only ever tasted a Molson Canadian at a party or two, which is
that's what you think.
That is what I think. I do get her to, because, when I crack a beer sometimes and I sort of say, here, smell this. It's like, whoa, what is that? Because the hop smell is often I liken the hop smell to and it is a flavor, this dankness that comes up. And I was like, honestly, it's so close to a really strong weed smell. Like, my beer smells like someone smoking a joint outside sometimes.
Can be.
And she's pointed that out. So, okay. So, project going forward, I'm going to find someone who has never been to the LC, has never heard of beer, doesn't know what's going on. And I just say, these are all called India Pale Ale. Have at it. And I would love to see someone react. We'll get Mike.
Well,
Mike Butler in here again.
Yeah, he's not a beer man. He's a wine guy. So it's probably a good. That is a sponge right there. That's a clean slate that would probably go for that. Mm-hmm. My own daughters, are 25 at the end of this month, and they are not in any way experienced. And I laughed. I mean, I was only saying tongue in cheek. When you were saying that Jo was coming at 19 and she probably had anything, but maybe at the odd can of Molson Canadian. And I laughed, but of course, when people used to say that to me when I said, yeah, my daughters don't drink, and they'd go, yeah, that's what you
No,
think,
they don't
Dad.
tell you that.
And I'm like, no, actually, that's right. No, seriously, they don't. They were in the teetotal group at university. They are they have no interest in alcohol. I was like trying to push wine on them. Come on, have a glass of wine, for goodness sake, as a meal. No, Dad, we don't want it. We just don't want to drink alcohol. Well, in the last 2 or 3 years, they've finally just relaxed a little bit and have now just an odd glass of something. They can't get into wine whatsoever. But I have just over the last sort of 2 or 3 years said, try a sip of this beer, and the looks I get from them is like I've just given them, why not? I'll say it. It's just a bowl of dog poo, because the looks on their faces just like so maybe those are the people who said, okay, then people are totally inexperienced in any kind of drinking whatsoever, to say, here's what Keiths have been peddling as IPA for 100 years, and this is a craft IPAs, which now people are literally craft. This is their craft.
Yeah,
they are trying to produce interesting drinks, of falling under the blanket name of IPA. Please tell me, what do you think of these, and what do you think of this generic one from the biggest brewer in Nova Scotia?
I certainly don't want to put them in a position of trying something that they absolutely hate. Like, if they've not put any intro, okay, you want to torture them, because all right, my follow-up, speaking of children, speaking of our own children and our own families, my only other volunteer that I can think of in my head, I want to volunteer My mother.
Oh, I see.
Because
Okay.
what she likes a nice lager with a good curry. And that's it. And I've been trying to.
Don't we all?
I've been trying to encourage her, and I've been. I try out different things. I gave her a sip of I think a red ale one time, and she was sort of, whew, she had the whole shake of the head, and it was as though I basically made her smoke a cigar. She took one whiff of a red. Oh, well, she was wheezing after a red ale. Can't wait to show you a beautiful smoked porter. Oh, I would take an Uncle Leo smoked porter to her if I could find a time machine. That'd be great.
And she's obviously she has a lovely Scottish accent, doesn't she? Your mother?
Yeah. Oh, yes. We need more accents on this show. It's always kind of disappointing when we meet new brewmasters and we talk to them when we have new guests. I'd love to have David Foley on the show because then we have the Irish accent to offset everything.
So she's not. I'm actually quite surprised by that because Scots are either male or female. Usually like a drink. They usually like a beer.
I have this conversation has never come up, but if there was a teetotaler club in my mother's university, I bet you she would have been in it.
She was in it.
I'm fairly certain. Okay. And it's one of those. Right. It's one of those stories where between my parents, my dad drank enough for the two of them kind of situation. Yeah. So Mom was kind of. I don't know that she was the designated driver, but she was the designated thinker. To a certain point. That's certainly what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, there's a similarity between my dad and yours. My dad was no stranger to it either. Yeah.
I need to leave a little tiny bit so I can compare that to our next one, but I don't wanna because it's tasty. That's
It really is, isn't it? It's so good.
I just want to finish that off and move on.
I like that it has that slightly bitter aftertaste. Right at the end there, it's like, oh yeah, it's an IPA, isn't it? But it's not one of these big juicy fruit juice things. It just reminds you that there's a bit of something in there.
A tiny bite. Yeah. It's a reminder, but not a. It still tastes smooth. It does have the smoothness, but maybe it's just not. It's 99% smooth because it just kind of nips. It's like that dog.
I love that dryness. At the end. Really do.
So I am glad. I was really hoping that the Champagne IPA, because I think I remember reading that it was it's on the can, dry. So it does say that it's a dry one as well. So I am really looking forward to this comparison. Even though I did promise myself I'm not comparing it. We are having 2 apples and 1 orange, but the 1 orange might be a little apple flavored. That's all I'm saying. So Fusion, I had a friggin' problem trying to find. I was trying to get all my my descriptions set up for today. So an old website was and an Instagram post was all I could get for the Schoolhouse there. So for Boxing Rock, number 2, Boxing Rock's Fusion Cold IPA comes strong beer. It's coming in 6.5%. Again, there's no IBUs anymore. No one does that kind of thing. It's a very old hat. So Boxing Rock down in Shelburne, Nova Scotia. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm in the wrong freaking room entirely. Where are we here? I need to be in, let's just switch my background to Boxing Rock, which I think this is one of the few ones that I've actually taken the picture myself, and I'm talking like Professor McGonagall as played by Maggie Smith in the first 8 Harry Potter movies.
I thought you were Mrs. Doubtfire, but carry on.
Hello. No, she's got a bit more of it. Oh, it's nice. No, I have.
Now you're like John Cleese.
I have based my high-pitched Scottish accent on Maggie Smith more so than Robin Williams, and I don't know if that says more about them than me, or me than them. So Boxing Rock, over on boxingrock.ca/product/fusion cold IPA 473 milliliter -can -P7667475563. Have you been to this website?
Oh,
because that's the one.
Throw me numbers. Throw me numbers.
That's the one that tells you if you click on it, all you get for description, nothing. You get absolutely no description whatsoever if you go to the Boxing Rock site.
Right.
But it's there. Boxing Rock Fusion Cold IPA over here at the NSLC says the words grapefruit, mango, and mandarin for flavors.
Ooh.
Facebook Fusion Cold IPA. Oh, here we go. Here's a. Oh God, it's gonna be a video. No, go away.
You had me at grapefruit.
We can't keep this one on the shelves. Fusion Cold IPA is a brand new beer that's made using a brand new way to brew. We kept the malt bill clean and simple. It's fermented with ultra clean, crisp yeast and hopped just right with new world varietals that will invoke tropical fruits like lychee, mango, tangerine, and stone fruits. And you sip that awesome flavor, and then it's gone. So this is the Kaiser Soze of cold IPAs, apparently. A perfectly clean, dry finish leaves you wanting another sip and another, a delicious, crushable beer. Tell me you know who Kaiser Soze is. This has to be a conversation.
Are you asking me personally? Or
yes.
Of course I do.
Thank you.
I do have a question about...
Honestly, I think we'd have to stop for 2 hours and 15 minutes to watch The Usual Suspects if you told me that you had never seen it.
Actually, you say if I know who Kaiser Soze was, nobody was.
Oh, well done. There we go.
Right.
Right on your pop, and Kaiser Soze.
Have I missed this in the past? Is this Boxing Rock's emblem? Is it an octopus? Because it's the first time I've ever seen a big octopus on their cans. Is that? Are you showing me their motif? Because I can't quite see it with it.
Oh, sorry.
Is that okay?
It's on my pint
know
glass.
That.
Now,
why have I not seen that before?
Because they often show this guy.
Yes, that's the one. That's the chap I recognize.
The Fisticuffs guy, and we've had him on our Fisticuffs for everything else. But did you? Oh yeah, there we go. But yeah, that is right at the top, the Boxing Rock, which is the octopus with the pint glass. With the glass. Yeah. Well, hang on, because the pint glass is right side up on the head of the octopus, so his head is kind of squeezing up through the bottom of it, and the opening is at the top. Where I always thought it was, I need to shut this octopus up, boom, and you kind of you drop the glass right on the top of his head. I have attempted to capture this octopus with this pint glass, but all the legs are still spewing out the bottom. So this probably was not the most sensible decision. But this one,
I don't think they're legs.
Seems to be advertising more fruit.
Yes, stone fruit
and fruit flavors.
Lychees, mango, grapefruit. You said these are all things I love. Tangerine,
lychees, and grapefruit.
Right.
Now,
hey, listen, we both said that. I mean, the other one was a middling. It was a prairie IPA. This one definitely sounds more East Coast, does it not?
Well, did you crack it and give it a smell?
I have not. I've not got that far. Just by the description alone, I was going.
Description, by. Yes. I cracked it, and I'll tell you what I smelled.
Okay, go on.
Not strong fruit or IPA. I smelled a little bit of a malt kind of profile, a malt forwardness, but now that I pour it out, this is look at how clear that is. I feel like I'm drinking a lager here. What is happening?
Or a wheat beer.
Ooh.
A rice beer or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, stone fruits we don't associate with Northeast. Every single time I go to say the NE IPA, I still say it now, the Northeast IPA.
I know.
And I know it's not. I know it's New England. I can't help myself.
Never...
I say, it's almost like I say Northeast and say, sorry, I mean New England. It's almost become... Yeah.
The NE stands for never entertaining. The never entertaining IPA. Wow, there are no sea monkeys at the bottom of this. This is crystal clear. This is crystal
it really
clear. What is happening?
There's plenty of head on it, though, mate.
We fermented with ultra clean, crisp yeast. I've never have we ever had one that was very descriptive about the yeast that it uses? I mean, we have this conversation all the time that you could change the yeast and it's a completely different beer, but they usually don't go into the big descriptions of what kind of yeast they're using. World varietals, so the hopped with world varietals, not very specific, so they're not giving away giving away the recipe or anything like that. That is, I'm sorry.
It's clear, isn't it?
That is light colored and crystal clear.
Right.
I mean, this is chalk and lychee. Look at that. Did you like that?
Lychee.
I
like that.
I used every single one of my brain cells to think of that one. But it's
both of them.
They are not similar, although they both come through as the Cold IPA, and with a deep dive, they're trying to tell you and what the description is. I'm still not getting a lot of fruit off the nose.
No, the smell isn't. It isn't overpowering by any means. It might be subtle. I'm smelling like fish and chips, which is quite nice.
I don't want it to be subtle.
You want it to be smacked you in the face.
I want to be smacked in the face. I'm a bit of a masochist when it comes to beer, I have to say. Right.
In that case, mate, drink plenty of sours. Cheers. It is malty. It's got a malty. I was wondering where's the flavour, and it took about 3 or 4 of my sips of my mouthfuls. I thought, oh, there it is, and it's a malt forward. In fact, it took a moment. It took a few seconds for me to get anything at all, and then I got it, and immediately I got malt.
This is ludicrously incorrect. Did we open the right can?
I'm not getting fruitiness. I'm getting malt.
This is the malternate reality. Light.
It is, isn't it?
But
stone fruits. If someone says to me, "Is there grapefruit in this?" Mandarin, lychees, or whatever, or stone fruits, whatever. That's the one I would say. If there's anything in this, it's stone fruit, because they tend to be more. They don't have that smashiness. Do you know what I mean? They're a bitterer flavor than the things that we recognize from the
certainly
New England.
Subtle, yes.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what lychee. I don't know what lychee tastes like. I've got no idea. But this is more. If there's fruit in this, it's the stone fruit that's winning out.
Lychee, mango. I'm not getting mango.
Mango, no, not at all.
Tangerine. Nope. So stone. I'm not getting tangerine. I'm not even getting tangerine now. Stone fruits would be like peaches, nectarines, plums. If you really want to. I mean, I know what a stone fruit is.
Yeah, it's a fruit with a stone in the middle of it. All those things. It's
like a strawberry with a hatchet right through it,
or with a stone poked into the center of it.
Shove a stone in a raspberry after you pick it. That's pretty easy.
Either way, I like it. It's just not doing. It's not the description is not. I'm not getting from the can what the description had me.
It's very smooth. It's very drinkable. It's very crushable.
Oh,
again, for a 6.5, it is stark difference from the Schoolhouse Too Cool for School, which I got right for the first time tonight. But
you did.
I don't know what it's trying to be. Well, we kind of know what it's trying to be based on the description, but where was that original one? Not alternate, not so. Hang on. Where's my? Because this is just saying we kept the bill clean and simple, ultra clean. So they're talking about the crisp yeast hopped just right that will invoke tropical fruits. What are you talking about? taste is sweet and quite bitter. I will give you
sweet.
Bitter. This is
I'm getting sweet. I'm getting sweet.
It's not an uncomfortably bitter, but I feel like this is a very dry but drinkable. It's dry but drinkable, because usually as soon as you hit me with a dry, I'm sort of like, I don't want to hunt for the flavor.
I'm getting sweetness from I think it's a maltier. It's a maltier drink entirely than the last one. So I am getting the sweetness, but I'm not getting sweetness from the fruit.
Honestly, this just tastes like a really strong lager to me.
Oh, interesting. I think you hit I think when you said the alternate reality, even though it isn't as malty as that, this is the way it's leaning to me.
Yeah, well, most of it's just so anti-hop, so anti-fruit, so anti-stone fruit, anti-hop, It's in the opposite direction from where that would be. And it's nice.
Do you like it?
A little. Not as much as the Too Cool for School. And I think the thing that's really killing it is any kind of description. And they've hidden the description. They've cleverly hidden the description. There's nothing on the can. They're just like, I'll try this. It is a cold IPA. And then you say, what is cold IPA? It's going to be super crushable. Agreed. Super crispy. Okay. Stronger than lagers. Yes. It is 1.5% stronger than lagers. Okay, I'm with you there. You're looking for alcohol content equal to regular IPA or West Coast IPA. Something that's really going to showcase the hops you're working with to get the clean grain bill. And, okay, so it's a hoppy lager? I feel like Boxing Rock looked up this weird hopculture.com description that I found for cold IPA, and they said, yes, we will do that. We will make it a strong but crisp. It's a super.
I thought I was
boozy.
sharing a podcast with Walter Koenig there for just a little while. It was getting uncannily
Sulu.
similar.
Sulu, look, the sun's come out. It's a miracle.
My son used to show me this. His name was Yakov Smirnov. Are you familiar with him? And that is where you.
In Soviet Russia, bus drives you.
Your bus drives you.
And
this thing on the front as well, below this wonderful octopus.
I do love the icon.
For the first time this evening. And it's this thing here. It looks like it's the fusion. It's like an atom being, whatever it is, exploding out from. It's a beautiful picture.
Can we infer, and we are inferring with both of these, so a cold IPA, so Schoolhouse takes that as, cold. Well, are you too cool for school? Really clever. I like that. Boxing Rock says, what about cold IPA? What about the popularity of cold fusion?
So, get down to the molecular
Remember when we all talked about cold fusion many years back, and it was going to save the world, and then we all shut up about it because no one could solve it really easily. And now the NS Power is putting all of our rates up again because they just keep burning the coal because no one has colded the fusion yet, except for our beer, which doesn't actually taste like anything like that.
I like this. I like the maltiness of this. And 18 months ago, 2 years ago, this would have been, I would have been all over this in the same way I was all over the alternate reality. Just before we had our eureka moment with hazy New England IPAs, the alternate reality for me was a turning point. And this definitely has the malty backbone that I recognize from that, but not as much. It's more subtle. I wish it were a little more fruity. I won't lie. But crushable again? Yeah, absolutely. I could murder
Yeah,
three of these.
I'll give you that. Even for a 6.5. Okay, so the bottom of this one, it says, in other words, in other words, a cold IPA should be a hop-forward ale with characteristics common in an IPA, but a beer that's ultimately crisper, cleaner, and more crushable like a lager.
Okay. What? Listen, you and I can crush stouts like there's no tomorrow. Crushable is, I can drink lemonades if they weren't too gassy that are crushable. Water is the most crushable liquid on the planet, right?
Where are you going with a gassy lemonade?
Well, no, what I'm saying is it depends. It depends. I can crush milk. I can just glug, 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 glug on a, if it's ice cold, except it crushable is a really, I know why they say crushable, because we just want to throw it back and slake our thirst with it. But I can do that with stouts, Ross. I can do that with Guinness.
Yeah.
I can knock back 5 Guinness in a row.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say I'm one big man. What I'm saying is, if you have a taste for something, then you can just keep drinking it.
I would define crushable as something that does not interrupt your flavor palate.
Well, the thing I will say about these are both 6.5%. I don't think you should be crushing 6.5% beers. I don't think you should be throwing back and just murdering pint after pint of 6.5. And I've learned that because I'm now almost 58. And it took me a long time to come to that conclusion. But that's what a crushable beers to me should be sessionable, that you can throw them back because they are so thirst quenching and they're not going to kill you. No one's going to convince me. I'm going to put a little caveat to that when I said about anything is crushable at certain times. If I'm drinking this new 11% Christmas ale that's arrived at the liquor store, which you and I are going to be drinking in a couple of weeks' time.
Yep.
I don't want that to be crushable. I don't want to be having pint after pint of Russian Imperial Stout aged in whiskey barrels.
Usually they're not, and that only happened to us. The triple IPAs blew our socks off because we could have the most of the Leviathan 11%, whatever the hell, and then we sort of said, I still feel thirsty. You know, I don't feel full. I don't feel boozy. I feel like I want to drink some more of that.
Do you think having a grapefruit flavors to beers makes them crushable? Because you're forever like,
give me some more of that.
Like it dries you up, and so that it makes you feel that you want more of it.
I told you about the few times that's happened to me. One of which was because Propeller, a really long time ago, they used to have a jalapeno ale. And the Mexican El Diablo, the Mexican lager from Good Robot that and we always talk about. Imagine that, and with and it has the flavor of a jalapeno, but it didn't have the spice of the jalapeno. The Propeller jalapeno had both, so you would drink it, and I had a mouthful. I said, "This is really interesting. Drink some." That's really, and suddenly your mouth was on fire. I was like, I have to, oh my God, I need something to drink. And the only thing in your hand was a bottle of Propeller jalapenos.
Yeah.
And you just, glug, 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 and you just down the rest of it trying to douse this fire. So, and then you grab the second one out of the box because you buy a 6-pack because you're 20, and you crack it, and so you finish one. There. Oh my God, I got through it. my mouth is still on fire. My mouth is still on fire. And you grab the next one of the box, and by the time you're 3 beers deep of the jalapeno,
sounds like Homer Simpson.
And it did really feel like that. It was it was some sort of self-perpetuating whole situation, but that I thought was genius, and that's only happened to me another time. Was when I had the oyster stout from Sober Island, where they've got, and it kind of had a little bit of a fishiness to it, and you taste it and you're like, but Saltbox's crustacean elation that they did in conjunction with the Halls Harbor Lobster Pound restaurant. And when I drank that, it was a night you weren't here. I know it was because you weren't here, because I had no one to talk to about this. And I said, this beer is salty. And what does salty make you?
More thirsty. Absolutely.
Yep. I could drink 11 of these, and I think they were around 5-1, 5-0. They were close to 5-0. So honestly, for the next time we do the Centurion, the Century Club challenge, if I had a bunch of crustacean elations, I'd probably be through that, no problem. But it's
salt, adding salt.
So a salt or a spice,
you want to drink more.
Something that wants to make you, and that's that crushable thing. So I wonder if it's just either the fact that it doesn't make you feel like it's a 6.5, and neither of these do. Like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it somewhere, but neither of these beers are screaming at me that they're 6.5%. Neither of them.
No, that's true. That is true. It's funny, when you do you're lovely. You furnish me with plenty of cans for these Wednesday evenings. But of course, there are. Yeah, I know. But sort of every 3 or 4 weeks, of course, I can't make one. And on those nights when you maybe have 1 or 2 or 3 yourself, or with another guest when I'm not here, which means, of course, those beers might be sitting in my fridge. And every now and again, every few months, of course, I'll have to go through my fridge and see and sort of go backtrack and find ones that you've just done without. And I'm thinking, oh, great. And one such occasion, I remember doing that crustacean elation, what it was called. I remember the can of it, and I would take a photograph, wouldn't I, and say, okay, I'm having this one now. And you've done this one a little while ago, and you come back and say, oh yeah, I found that, blah 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 blah. And I'm sitting there drinking it by myself. I remember that one specifically because the can was amazing, for one, and it did everything that you said. It was a salt. I don't remember you saying it was like a big salty thing. But I never had another can of it. I don't know whether they've stopped making it or they found it.
It's way out. Well, obviously, and it's also my local Saltbox tap room that I did not patronize. They shut down and left, and now it's a Vietnamese fusion restaurant or something. I don't know.
Okay.
So
never had another can of it. But there's so many unique beers where you think, oh, this is so much fun to do a beer like that. I mean, I think the same thing about, you mentioned the oyster stout. I think we've only had a couple of those in the last 4 or 5 years. A couple, 2, maybe 3. It might only be the 2. But they do. But there is you're searching for it because you're like, where is the fishiness? And it's you want it to be fishy or something from the sea. And when you pick up on it, you're like, oh yeah, that's it. I don't want all my beers. I don't want beer typically to be fishy or salty or doner kebab.
Not particularly. No,
you don't.
When it is, you think, ooh,
that's really nice. It's something totally unusual, and I'm going to go with it with this beer. You don't want to typically drink beer that tastes of weird flavorings all the time. But my God, it's fun when there's something that's a bit unique.
So I'm really confused with how to rate these, and mostly because on my off time here, I've been looking up the Canadian Beer Awards 2025. There is no category for Cold IPA. There isn't one. So maybe this is kind of a new thing. if you're talking about it is a strong lager, which seems to be everything that Cold IPA is telling me, Boxing Rock is the one that tastes more like a cold lager. Or, sorry, a strong lager. It does. Because the Too Cool for School it tastes more like an IPA. It tastes more like an IPA I want to drink. I like it more. But if Cold IPA is trying to say that we're a strong lager category, which is the only evidence that I can find, then maybe Boxing Rock did that better. But I definitely prefer the Too Cool for School. Between the two.
Yeah, I get it. If the Fusion said, I am a lager, not an IPA, I might be making some serious backtracking about what I think of lagers.
It doesn't.
Because typically,
it says it's
lagers
a cold
to me,
IPA.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, you're saying the cold IPA have a lagering. They use lagering technique. Is that right for this IPA?
And potentially
right.
yeast.
So,
Did I look that up? Oh God,
if this just had like bless him, Rob last week put the cans weren't necessarily descriptors at the back of them for what was in the can. Now, if this actually said by accident, this is a lager, I would have been saying, my God, that's one of the best lagers I've ever tasted, because it's got a profile and a characteristic and some kind of personality about it. Whereas I find most lagers are a bit meh. Most of them. I'm not saying all of them. As we've come to learn, most of the craft lagers are a damn sight more better taste than the big boys. If this was just a lager, I would think that's one of the best lagers I've ever tasted. A malty, quite sweet, full of flavor, with just a hint of fruit that I can't quite put. I can't put my finger on.
I can't even taste the hint of fruit. But well, we've still got because you picked it up the Prime 10. So from Propeller, they've got their Prime Lager. And so the Propeller Prime Lager, the Prime is 5.0. It's a lager. It's a standard Canadian percentage, and they put out the 10.0% lager.
Right.
And I said, what the heck? And I mentioned this to my buddy Ian Smith, Tapestry Beer Bar, 833 Sackville Drive, and he said, what? And I showed it to him, and I said, look, it's in the NSLC, and he went and got it. And he said, yep, I'm drinking it right now. It's pretty good. And I said, but it's a 10% lager. And he said, yeah. Uh-huh. And I said, we could have been having 10% lagers this whole time. He said, oh, yeah, it's really easy to make a beer stronger. I said, why are we...
Does it taste, though? Is it flavorsome?
He said it tasted fine. We'll try it eventually. But what bothered me is has everyone just been cutting themselves off at the knees, constantly saying, well, we better make a beer, so it's going to be 5.6 at the max, and we can't possibly ferment this and get this to a higher alcohol percentage. And I'm like, just make a 10.0 lager, make a 10.0 red, make a 10.0 everything. I'll drink a 10.0, and we got like 11% imperial stout sitting over there in the closet.
That should not be crushable.
I want beer to be stronger than wine. Why am I crazy? I want it to be the strongest thing on the planet. I'm fine with that.
Funnily enough, you mentioned the Prime, which I found. I'm going to use one word to describe what I found the Prime Lager to be. And I'm really hoping that Prime 10 is going to be not shit, which is what I found. Prime Lager, I was like, where is there any flavor in this whatsoever?
Disappointing is the polite word you're looking for.
Yeah, what's another word for shit? Disappointing. Using your descriptors. It was so crap.
It was a
And
bit.
yeah, it's massive selling. Massive selling. I can't understand it.
Here is something that I found. So the Untapped, just one Untapped description. The Fusion from Boxing Rock here. Taste is sweet and quite bitter.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes.
This leads into grassy hops, almost approaching a Pilsner, comma, which is the cold IPA idea. Are these supposed to be Pilsners? Because this delicious Too Cool for School is not a Pilsner, it's not a lager. It's
the cold IPA idea, which is almost a Pilsner. Ross, we're out of our depth. We've learned nothing in 5 years. No. I don't know any more about beers.
Cold IPAs make no sense to me. I thought I understood them, but then this Boxing Rock one came out, and it's like a strong lager and everything. And I'm like, you seem to be hitting all the check boxes, but the cold IPAs that I've had previously match with this Schoolhouse one, which I think have a better taste.
Okay, then at the end of the day, you think this the
I
Schoolhouse one. You're right. You just prefer the flavor of it, regardless of this weird. What you call it?
It's just make category. A strong Pilsner or a strong lager. I'm like, no. Make a delicious IPA and calm it down a little bit. Ferment it however you want. Where are you on our choice number 3?
I'm right here with it in my hand.
Adam, okay, so I have to think of some numbers before we move on to our third. The Fusion, you did everything that the internet told me that it was supposed to be. So I gotta give you an 8.0. The Too Cool for School is so tasty. So I'll happily give you an 8.9. I'll not quite 9.0 you because apparently no one else likes this as much as I do.
I'm not even going to score right now because I've forgotten what the Schoolhouse tastes like. It was so long ago.
Did you not leave yourself a little sip?
I absolutely did. I've left them there for that reason. I like them both, but I definitely need to go back to them. They are like chalk and lychees, as you said.
They were chalk and lychee.
Very, very different. Yep. They are. Yeah.
And so that was the only place that I found that I could describe them at.
Right.
I don't know. Anywho.
Yeah.
Third up.
Champagne.
Let's just finish off with some champagne. 6.0 from North Brewing down there in, I think their home base is down in Cole Harbor. They've got a tap room in Timberley-ish, Lakeside, wherever that is. And it says, the only thing it says on the side is dry, bright, and effervescent.
Like champagne, then, basically.
Champagne IPA. The hops involved are Vic Secret and Huel Melon.
My favorites.
Have we ever had those hops before?
I don't know. Never heard of them.
There's there's some head coming in here.
I'm pouring. It's a lighter affair, like the Boxing Rock.
So far, I haven't got the whole thing in the glass just yet.
No, effervescent, absolutely. It looks like champagne, and that's great because
I could go for
I was hoping it would because it says it's champagne IPA, and I had in my mind, I almost want to get a champagne glass and put it in. It's exactly what I expect a champagne to look like without that two finger of
smelling a little wheaty. It's got a wheat beer smell to it. A very sweet grain.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with that.
Did Rebecca weigh in on these previous two, or is she?
Not available
for opinions.
she bowed out of the IPA tasting, which is quite something. Because of course she's a devotee now of New England IPAs, like we are. We're like, oh yeah. In fact, behind the phone, on the fridge door, she has magneted a list of IPAs that she really likes. There's a sticky note on the fridge and a magnet on it saying a list of the five
there's a sticker with a magnet. She's absolutely sure that this is not coming off the fridge anytime soon.
No, it's not moving. It's not moving. It's nailed there, basically. In fact, seeing as you brought it up, this is her list. This is the list that she has.
All right, have at it.
IPAs. Okay. I don't know if you can see that.
The Frigoff.
The
Pollyanna. Okay. The Sunny Destination. That was rather good. The Happy Place. You guys like that? The First Cut.
Yeah.
Pina Colada Propeller. Okay.
Oh, the Pina Colada Propeller. There's 5 or 6 there, which are
memories of that.
Really good. Yeah, that's her personal delight at the moment. It did surprise me that she wasn't going to partake of the IPAs this evening that we had. But
you never know, because we apparently, and no one understands what a cold IPA is. So whatever. And we come down to it is kind of light, the Champagne IPA, and we're not getting much more description than dry, bright, and effervescent. What does effervescent mean?
Oh, it only means one thing to me. I don't know if there's another description apart from bubbly, because that's the only thing I know it means.
Releasing bubbles of gas or having a lively, enthusiastic, and bubbly personality. There's a couple of bubblies left on that one.
Yeah, lots of bubbles.
It's a Michael Bubbly of champagnes. Because, isn't bubbly a euphemism for champagne, if I'm not wrong?
It does. A nice glass of bubbly.
Have a glass of bubbly.
It's just, I didn't quite get it all in there, but it is slightly hazy. I'm imagining that there is going to be
dregs,
some.
But it's very straw-colored. It's extremely light. The smell is not filling me with confidence.
It's subtle. Again, it's not It's not smacking me with anything. Yeah. Cheers. Wow, that is different.
How is that lacking in most of the things that we look for in an IPA? It's dry.
It's dry. I was going to say, what I was about to say was it's dry. That was the first thing.
There it is. That's
bready.
Yep.
That's bready. That's yeasty. It's bready, yeasty, and dry. I'm getting zero fruit.
No.
Zero fruit off it at all. They didn't say there was any fruit in there, does it? Because I'm getting nothing off of that. It's a yeasty, bready, dry, and I have to say it again. I like it.
Have we found a strong wheat beer? Is this just a really strong wheat beer? This is a
yeah. It's certainly not a lager. This has no lagerness. This is more wheat beer.
This is doing its own thing.
Yeah, I'm not getting any lagering here. Oh no, lagering, yes, but it doesn't taste like a lager.
Well, at least it's got some haze to it. I don't know.
It's a wheat beer, like you said, a wit beer.
It does. It tastes more like a wit beer. It's a very strong. Yeah. So we're into strong lagers and strong wit beers.
But it's
2 questions. Where did you land on your potential numbers for the other cold IPAs? That's not 2 questions. That's just the first.
I was going to wait until I went back to the first one before I gave numberings. I don't know if you caught that. Yeah. Did you? You went and got. Oh. All right then. Was that because I was?
We're there and back again. We are literally A Hobbit's Tale by Bilbo Baggins.
These are so different. All three of these. Oh, but this one, of course, doesn't purport to be a cold IPA. It says alloy champagne IPA.
Yeah. So it's its own thing. And
its own thing. Okay. You're not loving it. I can tell by the look on your face.
No.
Okay. I really like it.
We haven't had it a wee bit, though. So I wonder if it maybe.
It reminds me of. It's like a German wheat beer. That's what I'm getting from it. And you nailed it. As soon as you said wheat beer, I thought, oh yeah, I'm getting it. A wheat beer or a Belgian wit beer. I like it.
Unfortunately, I've been watching episodes of Band of Brothers. So as soon as you say, I like it because it's German. It's, oh, no, you don't.
That was a good series, wasn't it?
I've slowly made my way through, and the same thing has happened to me that happened to me a very long time ago when my daughter was quite young, and there was a new TV series that I was trying to find episodes of, and the new TV series was called The Walking Dead. And I watched the first few episodes of The Walking Dead. I was, oh, this is fine. This is adventurous. There's stuff that's happening. And then there's a little girl, and she turns her head, and she's, not alive, and they have to shoot her. And then, nope, I'm out. I can't. Nope, sorry. I have a daughter. Nope, I just cannot. I cannot deal with the concept of having no control over likening what I'm watching to what my life is. So that happened a long time ago, and I had a hard time watching Walking Dead because I had and a few other shows, because nope, this is too close to, you're basically, I'm watching TV and I'm saying, you want me to kill my own daughter. Nope, not happening. And so when I watched, or just recently, I've had to pause Band of Brothers. It's an excellent show. It's so good, but the whole point of it is that so many young men, young boys died on the lines up there, northern France and Belgium, and I have a very young son who looks remarkably like a dying TV actor whenever he's arguing about the fact that he can't, I don't know, smack the dog with one of his toys, and we tell him, you can't hit the dog, and then he has a full tantrum, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, yeah, you're crying right now. Looks exactly like an actor being a dying kid in a World War II documentary.
Haley Joel Osment.
Okay.
I'll say those three words to you.
Yep.
Anything he was in when he was still a child actor made me cry and be uncontrolled. I mean,
Pay It Forward with he and Kevin Spacey?
Pay it absolutely. Okay. Pay It Forward as well did it to me. Anything that he was in, and I'm including Forrest Gump, because he was young Forrest as well.
He was, wasn't he?
4 and 5 movies that he was in, but especially The Sixth Sense. Oh no, not especially The Sixth Sense. Especially AI was. I could not get past the fact because it was approximately the same time when I watched it as my son would have been about that same age when I watched it. It was. I totally emote with what you're saying.
Okay.
You can't help it. You can watch movies if you don't have children.
It's the same age, even remotely the same age, but yeah.
Right. You can watch a movie and it will affect you completely differently if you have children, and there are children being in any way put into any kind of circuit or any situation whereby you can't help it. You subconsciously put your own children into that situation, and it becomes almost unbearable to watch. You don't mean to, but you do it. When you become a parent, you flick a switch, and you can't help but put your children into that situation.
Yeah.
In AI, when he's just a freaking robot, Ross, he's not real. I realize that. In the movie, he's just playing I found that unbearably sad to watch.
I don't think I watched it.
When she's pushing. Oh, if you haven't seen it and you have a boy of 3 or 4 years old now yourself, when she pushes her robot child away and he pleads with his mother to love him and to take him back, and she's pushing him away, and Haley Joel Osment had that ability to just cry and have me in tears every time I saw it. That was it's impossible to watch movies like that and not be affected when you have kids.
I can't watch AI apparently then. I'll keep pushing that off until my son is in his 20s or whatever. Now maybe I could go back to it. No, I had trouble with a number of different things. Shows and TV series that I was watching. But as soon as any kids come into a show and there's some there was a really bad not bad, but there was a commercial. Literally, a commercial on television that I couldn't deal with. And it was those mothers against drug driving. Oh yeah. They destroy me. They destroy me when I watch their commercials. I can't. They're so good. Which is why I'm not going out and firing up my car right now. Where are you on this one? This champagne IPA. Do not.
That's where I am with that.
This do not taste like no champagne I've ever tried. I don't know where
it's dry. It's really dry.
Mm-hmm.
It is crushable because, as you can tell, even though it was the third one at 6+%, I've just necked it.
It's a strong wheat beer. I'm just giving it a strong wheat beer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you can you at this point give me any numbers on what we've had so far?
The thing is, they're weirdly different, even though they are the same. They are supposed to be blanketed under the IPA, but they are very. I'm going to go back to the first one. Okay, so I'm glad I left this. Too cool for school. You love this.
I really do wish I had another mouthful of that.
And immediately I've gone back to it again. It's the first thing I get from it is a northeast fruity number, but it's really subtle. It's not the Happy Place by. It's not Nine Locks. It's not Frig Off. It's none of those things that you saw on this list. It doesn't have that really fruity, juicy, squashy profile that the others, that the things on this list do. But it's subtle. It's more subtle than that. It's the best of both worlds for me between East and West, and I really, really like it. It's not, as IPAs go, Ross, it's a 9.5 out of 10. I love it.
But it's a cold IPA, whatever that is.
I don't care what cold IPA is. I don't care. I'm talking about the beer itself. It is crushable, and they said that. The second one, Fusion Cold IPA, I'm going to finish that one.
It was weirder.
It's malty. I really like it as well.
I feel like we're having strong lagers and strong wheat beers at this point.
I think these are way smoother and easier to drink than lagers. Lagers to me, just,
really,
with the possible exception of the best lager in Nova Scotia, the Gold.
Yep.
I agree with you. That is a smooth thing, and every time I do the 100-shot challenge with you, I'm going to tip my hat to that. I'm going to go with it every single time.
I like to mix it up. I like to mix it up. Try some different stuff.
I don't. I think it's the best one. I'm giving that a 9. I love it as well. It's a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Because it's got the sweetness and the maltiness that I really appreciate as well, even though it doesn't really have a great fruitiness to it. stone fruit. I don't know. Anyway, the Champagne IPA.
What have you got left?
I've got it. It's bubbly. It's refreshing. It's dry. I like it a lot.
It doesn't hit the right buttons for me. I just don't. I don't know.
I think I like beer more than you do, Ross.
Maybe.
I've come to that conclusion.
Maybe I'm just more choosy.
Yeah, choosy. I know. It used to be like you and me would be like, push all that pissy yellow stuff away. Give me a big black dark beer, and we'll talk.
Maybe that's what's going on. I need to get back. It's dark. It's snowing. The sun goes down at 4:30 p.m. now. It's ridiculous, and I need something dark and cold as me heart. I need something to let me invade Normandy. Hello.
Yeah. I love all beers now. The only ones I think I don't like are well, obviously sours.
I have found a way to appreciate sour. So I have found the fruity entry point to some interesting stuff for my own self.
Pray tell.
Oh, years ago, because Brittany says, "Hey, let's have these," and I even liked I could find a way to appreciate so two from down here at Bay Fundy Brewing. The cranberry sour was actually pretty good, the springtime one, and then they had their kelp goes, which I thought was meh. But the Breton Brewing, and they've got their Let's Jam, and it's blueberry lemon. I'm like, okay, yeah, throw me some fruit. Sours that don't pucker your face up are just fruity beers, and honestly, I'm starting to appreciate those ones over the Radlers. Because what I'm learning is a Radler is just, hey, we've got a beer that doesn't taste very good. Let's just mix it with some fruit.
Throw lemonade.
Just throw some stuff in it. Just throw some, put whatever. Barbecue sauce, salt water. We've got it all in the back. We've got it all on tap. It's fine. I mean, I would mix. Here we go. Okay. While I'm trying to throw different IPAs off, you throw them at your twins that don't like beers, but I'll throw them on my mother who likes one type of beer. But at one point, what if we just mixed really weird, like just throw some lemon juice in a Keith's IPA? Would that make it better? Throw some barbecue sauce in there. What if that made it really better?
Doner kebab.
Donair sauce in your beer, maybe.
Donair sauce.
Spices and condensed
the Champagne
milk.
IPA is the what do they call it? The dark horse, even though it's the lightest of the three. I would call it the dark horse.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm not cartwheeling around the room for it, but it's perfectly fine. If it came in the wheat beer category, I'm giving it a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. It's not an IPA, as far as I'm concerned.
No, it's a bit weird. I gave it a 7.7.
Okay, well, we're in the same. You and I agreeing with one another.
We're kind of agreeing on this one.
Okay.
You are up marketing the cold IPAs, but
that's unusual. It's usually you that picks them up and I bring them down.
That's very strange.
I know. And on that bombshell, I'm out of here. Good night.
That is, we had some tasty beers, and I did enjoy them. I was just having a very hard time comparing them to what, this is a really weird category. Regardless, we're here every week, Wednesday nights, usually 8 to 10. Tonight we were a bit late, and we went long. You can check out our content at the YouTube page, youtube.com/@drinknsdry. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok sometimes when I upload stuff. And our podcast is on the podcasty places, Drink NS Dry, or you can go straight to the source at drinknsdry.unsupervised.beer. But I want to thank Ian for joining me tonight. Thank you to Schoolhouse and Boxing Rock and North Brewing Company for making the beers that we tried tonight. But we'll see you again next week.